October 2002, eBay acquires a struggling online payment company called PayPal for $1.5 billion dollars. Most of the employees leave within 4 years. The company disappears into eBay's corporate bureaucracy. End of story, right? Wrong. Because what happened next is one of the most concentrated accumulations of power and wealth in modern history. Those roughly 100 employees who left PayPal went on to found or fund companies worth over $1.5 trillion dollars combined. They created YouTube, LinkedIn, Tesla, SpaceX, Palantir, Yelp, Yammer. They funded Facebook when it was just 20 people. They invested early in Airbnb, Uber, Stripe. They built the architecture of modern Silicon Valley. And in 2024, they took over the United States government. This isn't conspiracy theory. Fortune magazine literally called them the PayPal Mafia on their November 2007 cover. And the members, they embraced the name. David Sachs lists PayPal Mafia as his job description on LinkedIn. Peter Thiel says they deliberately built a tight-knit group that would stay connected for decades. They hold secret dinners multiple times a year in San Francisco. No press allowed. So let me tell you the story of how one company with 100 employees created at least 10 billionaires directly, another 50 through investments, and now controls everything from your social media feeds to government surveillance systems to outer space itself. Hey, I'm Brandon, and welcome back to My Money Mint. Today, we're diving into the PayPal Mafia, the most powerful network in technology, the most successful alumni group in business history, and possibly the most concerning concentration of power in modern America. Stick around, and by the end of this video, you'll understand how they did it, why it matters, and why some of them are literally running the government right now. Let's start at the beginning. December 1998. A company called Confinity is founded by Max Levchin, Peter Thiel, and Luke Nosek. They're building security software for Palm Pilot devices. Nobody cares. But in late 1999, they pivot to something more interesting, a service that lets you transfer money between handheld devices. They call it PayPal. Meanwhile, in March 1999, Elon Musk sells his first company, Zip2, for $307 million. He takes $12 million and starts X.com, an online banking platform. His vision is revolutionary digital-first banking. And by March 2000, Confinity and X.com merge. They keep the X.com name initially because they think it has broader potential. It's a 50-50 equal partnership, not an acquisition. Elon Musk becomes the CEO of the merged company. But here's where it gets interesting. Internal tensions emerge immediately. Musk wants to use Microsoft platforms. Max Levchin and the engineering team want Unix. This isn't just a technical disagreement. It's a fundamental clash of visions. Peter Thiel actually resigns over the conflict. The board sides with the engineers against Musk. September 2000, Elon Musk is on his honeymoon in Australia. While he's gone, a group of conspirators, Max Levchin, Peter Thiel, Reid Hoffman, David Sachs, meet at Sequoia Capital, headquarters with investor Michael Moritz. They convince the board to remove Musk as CEO and install Peter Thiel. This happens while Musk is literally on another continent celebrating his wedding. Musk cuts his honeymoon short. He tries to preserve his role, but fails. Years later, he'd admit, "I was pretty angry at first. I had thoughts of assassination running through my head." Peter Thiel would joke that Musk had a $100 million Keyman life insurance policy, adding, if he had died, all of our financial problems were going to be solved. But here's the crucial part. Despite being ousted, Musk remained the largest shareholder with 11.72% of the company. He made more money from PayPal than anyone else. The coup actually saved his career because it freed him to start SpaceX and join Tesla. Sometimes getting fired is the best thing that can happen to you. The company rebranded from X.com to PayPal in June 2001. Under Thiel's leadership, they focused exclusively on the payment service and grew explosively by integrating with eBay. By February 2002, they went public, raising $70.2 million. And then, in October 2002, eBay acquired PayPal for $1.5 billion. The payouts? Elon Musk walked away with approximately $165 to $175 million. Peter Thiel got about $55 million. Max Levchin received around $34 million. Others got significant but undisclosed amounts. And here's what's critical. Most of them were in their 20s and 30s. They now had tens of millions of dollars, industry connections, and entrepreneurial experience. They were about to reshape technology. Within 4 years, most key employees left eBay. Of the first 50 employees, only 12 remained. They couldn't adjust to eBay's traditional corporate culture after running a scrappy startup. But they didn't scatter. They stayed connected as what they called social and business acquaintances. And they started building. Let me walk you through what each core member did, because this is where it gets insane. Peter Thiel took his $55 million and in August 2004 wrote a $500,000 check to a college kid named Mark Zuckerberg for 10.2% of a company called Facebook. This was before anyone had heard of Facebook. It had maybe a few thousand users at Stanford. Thiel became the first outside investor and joined the board. He sold most of his stake during the 2012 IPO for over $1 billion. If he'd held to 2025, it would be worth $15 billion. But Thiel wasn't done. In 2003, he co-founded Palantir Technologies with Alex Karp. The name comes from the seeing stones in Tolkien's Lord of the Rings, which tells you exactly what they're building. Big data analytics for government intelligence agencies. The CIA's venture capital arm, In-Q-Tel, provided early funding. Today, Palantir has contracts with the CIA, FBI, NSA, Pentagon, and ICE. The Pentagon alone paid them $1.6 billion in 2024. The company's market cap is around $415 billion. Palantir builds the surveillance infrastructure that tracks everything. Thiel also founded Founders Fund in 2005 with fellow PayPal members Ken Howery and Luke Nosek. They managed $12 billion and were early investors in SpaceX, Airbnb, Stripe, and dozens of other unicorns. Peter Thiel's current net worth is approximately $20.8 billion. And his political influence? We'll get to that. Elon Musk took his $165 million and in 2002 founded SpaceX, the first private space program. In 2004, he joined Tesla as the largest investor and chairman, becoming CEO in 2008. Peter Thiel and Founders Fund invested early in both companies. Musk would go on to create the Boring Company, Neuralink, co-found OpenAI, and in 2022, acquired Twitter for $44 billion and rebranded as X. In 2017, he actually bought back the X.com domain from PayPal. Max Levchin took his $34 million and founded Slide in 2004, which he sold to Google for $182 million in 2010. He became an early investor in Yelp and ended up as the largest shareholder. In 2012, he founded Affirm, a buy now, pay later service that went public with an $18 billion valuation. His current net worth is approximately $3.3 billion. Reid Hoffman was PayPal's chief operating officer and executive VP. In December 2002, he co-founded LinkedIn. It launched in May 2003 and became the professional networking monopoly. When LinkedIn went public in May 2011, Hoffman's stake was worth $2.34 billion. When Microsoft acquired LinkedIn in June 2016 for $26.2 billion in cash, Hoffman owned 14.5 million shares at about $192 per share, roughly $2.8 billion. He joined Microsoft's board and became a partner at Greylock Partners, running a $20 million discovery fund. His angel investments include Facebook, Airbnb, Zynga, Flickr. In 2022, he co-founded Inflection AI with Mustafa Suleyman, which Microsoft licensed for $650 million. In January 2025, he launched Manus AI focused on drug discovery. Reid Hoffman's current net worth is $2.4 to $3.9 billion. David Sachs was PayPal's chief operating officer from 1999 to 2002. He's from South Africa, born in Cape Town, immigrated to Tennessee at age 5. After PayPal, he produced the film Thank You for Smoking in 2005, which was nominated for 2 Golden Globes. Then he founded Yammer in 2008, enterprise social networking, and sold it to Microsoft for $1.2 billion in 2012. He co-founded Kraft Ventures in 2017 and invested in Facebook, Airbnb, Palantir, Slack, SpaceX. He co-hosts the All In podcast, which has massive reach in tech and business. His net worth is estimated to be pushing $2 billion depending on the source. 3 PayPal engineers founded YouTube. Steve Chen, Chad Hurley, and Jawed Karim started YouTube in February 2005 above a pizzeria in San Mateo. Jawed Karim uploaded the first video, Me at the Zoo, on April 23, 2005. It now has over 355 million views. In October 2006, less than 2 years after founding, Google acquired YouTube for $1.65 billion. Chad Hurley received 694,087 Google shares worth $345.6 million. Steve Chen got 625,366 shares worth $326 million. Jawed Karim got 137,443 shares worth $64.6 million. Today, YouTube generates approximately $1.65 billion for Google every 3 weeks. The founders sold for $1.65 billion total. Google now makes that much every 21 days from their creation. Chad Hurley's current net worth is around $800 million. Steve Chen's is $380 to $500 million. Jawed Karim is worth $200 to $310 million. Two other PayPal employees, Jeremy Stoppelman and Russell Simmons, founded Yelp in 2004. Yelp went public and now has a $2.6 billion market cap. Stoppelman's net worth is $115 to $220 million. I could keep going. Roloff Botha was PayPal's CFO who negotiated the eBay sale. He joined Sequoia Capital and invested early in YouTube, Instagram, Tumblr, Square, DoorDash, Airbnb, and WhatsApp. He sits on 13-plus company boards and is worth over $300 million. Dave McClure was PayPal's marketing director who founded 500 startups, now 500 Global, which has invested in 1,300-plus companies. Keith Rabois became an early executive at Square and an investor in Airbnb, Yelp, and Zoom. Do you see the pattern? One company, roughly 100 employees, they created YouTube, LinkedIn, Tesla, SpaceX, Palantir, Yelp, Yammer, Affirm. They were first investors in Facebook. They funded Airbnb, Uber, Stripe. The market cap of companies they founded or funded exceeds $1.5 trillion. 10 billionaires directly created, another 50 plus through investments. But here's what makes this a mafia rather than just successful alumni. They maintain the network deliberately. Fortune magazine reported in 2007 that they meet several times a year for dinner in San Francisco. No press allowed. Private events, they discuss strategy, investments, hiring. They invest in each other's companies at early stages. They sit on each other's boards. They hire from each other's companies. They share market intelligence and circulate investment opportunities internally first. Peter Thiel explicitly said in his book, 0 to 1, "From the start, I wanted PayPal to be tightly knit instead of transactional. I thought stronger relationships would make us not just happier and better at work, but also more successful in our careers, even beyond PayPal. This is coordinated. They built a network designed to maintain power across generations. The same investors appear in competing companies. Both Uber and Lyft have PayPal Mafia investors. They control multiple monopolies. YouTube dominates video. LinkedIn dominates professional networking. Palantir dominates government surveillance. SpaceX dominates private space. And in 2007, Thiel and Levchin estimated their ex-colleagues were running $30 billion worth of businesses. By 2015, that was over $100 billion. Today, it's over $1.5 trillion in combined market cap. But the real power isn't just financial, it's political. And this is where things get really concerning. Peter Thiel is a major Republican donor who spoke at the 2016 Republican National Convention supporting Trump. In 2021, he introduced J.D. Vance to Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Thiel bankrolled Vance's Senate campaign. J.D. Vance became vice president in January 2025. Peter Thiel has no official government role, but his protege is literally vice president of the United States. Elon Musk supported Hillary Clinton in 2016, but shifted conservative by 2024. He became a major Trump supporter, attended election night at Mar-a-Lago, and was appointed head of the Department of Government Efficiency in 2025. He had regular White House access as a close Trump confidant until stepping back in March 2025. David Sachs also supported Hillary Clinton in 2016. On January 8, 2021, he said Trump was clearly responsible for January 6th and had disqualified himself. By 2024, complete reversal. Sachs hosted a Trump fundraiser at his San Francisco home with $300,000 per person tickets that raised over $12 million. He spoke at the Republican National Convention in July 2024. In December 2024, Trump appointed him AI and crypto czar. Ken Howery was PayPal's CFO. He became U.S. ambassador to Sweden during Trump's first term. In 2025, he was nominated as U.S. ambassador to Denmark. But it's not just official appointments. The Thiel network extends throughout the administration. Jim O'Neill is Deputy Secretary of HHS. He was CEO of the Thiel Foundation. Clark Minor is Chief Information Officer at HHS. He worked at Palantir for 13 years. Colin Carroll is Chief of Staff to the Deputy Secretary of Defense. He came from Anduril, another Thiel company. Multiple Doge workers are ex-Palantir. The transition team included Mark Woolway, an early PayPal employee now at Kraft Ventures. After the 2024 election, The Economist wrote, "The PayPal Mafia would take over America's government with the re-election of Donald Trump." They weren't exaggerating. The vice president is a Thiel protege. The richest man on earth ran a government efficiency department. The AI and crypto czar is PayPal Mafia. Multiple ambassadors are PayPal Mafia, and that's just the official positions. The informal influence is far greater. And here's the kicker. They span the political spectrum. Reid Hoffman is a major Democratic donor who supported Kamala Harris in 2024. He's anti-Trump and clashed publicly with Thiel and Sachs over their Trump support. But he's also a member of the Bilderberg Group since 2011 and the Council on Foreign Relations since 2015. Regardless of which party is in power, the PayPal Mafia has access. Palantir has massive government contracts, $1.6 billion from the Pentagon in 2024 alone, plus contracts with the CIA, FBI, NSA, and ICE. SpaceX has NASA contracts and effectively monopolizes America's private space program. Both companies receive billions in federal funding. The same network that controls these companies also has people inside the government awarding contracts. In February 2025, Palantir CEO Alex Karp said with a smile, "Palantir is here to disrupt and make the institutions we partner with the very best in the world, and when it's necessary, to scare enemies and on occasion kill them." Let's be clear about what they control. Social media? Facebook was funded by Thiel and Hoffman. Twitter is owned by Musk. Professional networking? LinkedIn is Hoffman's. Video? YouTube was founded by PayPal alumni. Payments? PayPal, Stripe, and Affirm all have PayPal Mafia connections. Transportation? They invested early in Uber and Lyft. Government surveillance? Palantir? Space? SpaceX, electric vehicles? Tesla? Artificial intelligence? Multiple members are investing heavily. This is unprecedented concentration. And the cultural homogeneity is striking. They recruited from the same schools. Max Levchin literally said he wouldn't hire someone who liked playing basketball because everyone I knew in college who liked to play hoops was an idiot. They built a tech bro monoculture and reproduced it across Silicon Valley. Multiple members have South African roots. Elon Musk was born in Pretoria and lived under apartheid. David Sachs was born in Cape Town and left at age 5. Peter Thiel lived in South Africa as a child. In the 1990s, Thiel and Sachs co-authored a book called The Diversity Myth, criticizing multiculturalism. So is this a conspiracy? Here's what's undeniable. One company with roughly 100 employees created 10-plus billionaires and dozens of unicorns. The network maintains power through cross-investment, board seats, and hiring pipelines. They hold regular private dinners. The combined market cap of companies they control exceeds $1.5 trillion. They dominate multiple sectors: social media, payments, video, professional networks, government contracts, space. Network members have access to the highest government levels regardless of party. And in 2025, they have unprecedented concentration in the Trump administration. Whether you call it conspiracy or network effects, the result is the same. A small group from one company controls a vast swath of technology and wields enormous political influence. Is this coordinated? Peter Thiel explicitly says yes. He deliberately built tight relationships designed to last beyond PayPal. They meet secretly multiple times a year. They invest in each other's companies. They hire each other's employees. They share information and opportunities. But is it illegal? No. Is it immoral? That depends on your perspective. Some see this as capitalism working perfectly, talented people helping each other succeed, creating massive value. The network effects generated hundreds of billions in wealth and countless innovations. YouTube revolutionized video. LinkedIn transformed professional networking. SpaceX made space more accessible. These are real achievements. Others see concerning concentration of power. The same investors in competing platforms. Privacy violations through Palantir and Facebook. Political manipulation. Government surveillance capabilities. Extreme wealth inequality exemplified. Barriers to entry for outsiders. monopolistic tendencies through cross ownership, and access to government power regardless of democratic outcomes. Here's my take. This is both the most successful entrepreneurial network in modern history and a concerning concentration of tech and political power. Both things are true simultaneously. The competence is real. These were genuinely talented people who created enormous value. But the concentration is also real and unprecedented. The Fortune photo from 2007 showing 13 core members is iconic. They're literally dressed in suits looking like mobsters. It's become a badge of honor in Silicon Valley. And here's what's crucial. This pattern is accelerating, not slowing. With multiple members in government positions, billions in federal contracts, and continued investment activity, the PayPal Mafia's influence is growing. They're not legacy players living off past success. They're actively shaping artificial intelligence policy, cryptocurrency regulation, space exploration, government surveillance, and social media discourse. The question isn't whether the PayPal Mafia exists or whether they're influential. That's established fact. The question is whether this concentration of power in such a tight network is good for society. Does it drive innovation and create value? Absolutely. Does it also create monopolies, privacy violations, and democratic concerns? Also, yes. Whether you call it the PayPal Mafia, the most successful alumni network in history, or a concerning concentration of power, it's the same thing. And they're not hiding it. They're literally holding reunions, publishing books about their strategy, and taking government positions. The PayPal Mafia isn't a conspiracy theory. It's a conspiracy fact. And in 2025, they're more powerful than ever. Thank you for watching My Money Mint. If this deep dive into how one company created the most powerful network in Silicon Valley got you thinking about wealth concentration and tech oligarchy, smash that subscribe button. Let me know in the comments. Is the PayPal Mafia's success inspiring or concerning? I'll see you in the next one.